So what's going on everyone? Welcome back to another video, and yeah, this is kind of an equivalent of a lazy Sunday video. Not entirely lazy because it's 9:08 a.m. Usually I wake up around that time on a Sunday because yeah, it's a weekend. But yeah, I want to go to the gym afterwards because yeah, not necessarily to become a like an yeah, bodybuilder or whatever, just to stay fit and to see both that future and yeah, current relatives grow up. If you see things like in my search bar like green chicory, I think Americans have another word for that. Yeah, I was looking for a recipe for that, but fortunately I couldn't find it yesterday on the market, so I bought wild spinach instead. Because I want to make a kind of an yeah, dish with it, along with potatoes. To yeah, prepare the wild spinach in a wok, etc. But that's not really important right now. I was looking for for a book as well about the discoverer of Easter Island. That's, that happens to be a Dutch guy. But yeah, that's once again, it's not why we're here. Yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I have a wonderful weekend. It's quite relaxed. Shot some arrows yesterday. Prepared some yeah, packages for ship overseas of Jaguar Warrior issue 1 and 2. Recently, turns out that some friends, yeah, some friends and people I know also want it. So I have to figure out how to word that and whether I have to print extra or not. But yeah, back to the subject at hand. Got my day cup ready because I already had one cup of caf. But yeah, it's something we have to talk about. There's a problem with sorry, the thing with translation and localization. In this case, in games like of Capcom, of or yeah, Integrates, whatever, or Sega, or Sony, whatever. Especially for especially from East Asian yeah, developers and publishers or companies, however you call it. Let's say because it's a discussion we need to have about it right now. It's been going on for quite a while, but yeah, it it raised my eyebrows a few times because yeah, it is this is just yeah, same old story, same old dance right now. It's not really spectacular nor unexpected, but yeah, something we have to talk about. So on April 12th, 2024, around 7:32 p.m. Central European Time, Capcom's localization team or Capcom. Anyway, a localizer related to Capcom decided to post this long tweet. Must have a blue check mark. They could make them as long as they want. Giving an explanation. I think there was also a news article not so long ago about what localization is, and yeah, basically a whole blueprint of how they define it. And yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to break this down and I'm going to show you the reactions as well because it's getting ridiculous and at the same time it's not unexpected, but I know the reasons why they're doing it. So we're going through the article, we're going through this whole post, we're going to break it down in tiny little pieces and yeah, give my thoughts along the way. So yeah, this is kind of funny because that's how typical corporate speech or yeah, something that the media also does on certain occasions. And yeah, certain companies like this is just the tip of the iceberg. There are multiple companies like this hiding in that we don't even know about. Same with Sweet Baby Inclusive. It's just one of many companies slash advising companies, whatever they're called. That yeah, they just revealed themselves, but there are multiple of them out there. I'm pretty sure of it. But I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all. But it's what it is. It wouldn't surprise me if it were true. If they're not, if Sweet Baby Inclusive falls, will be another one popping up. The one popping up until everyone says, "You know what? Screw it." But I digress. So we're going to the first part of it. I said we're going to break it down easily. What is localization? I think they copied this from a news article. I'm pretty sure of it. Embark on a global adventure through the lens of game localization. Beyond mere translation, diving into the art of cultural adaptation, preserving context, and inclusive storytelling. Join us as we unravel the intricacies, is that even a word? Probably. And make games resonate worldwide. They already resonate worldwide. What's more to you already get? They're already bought in multiple markets. What is there to not resonate with people? But I digress. So yeah, but here you have the preserving context part. But then we go to the second part is not just translating. Localization isn't just about translating words. It's about adapting the game for a global audience. Great. Think cultural nuances, idioms, regional flair. A good localization makes players feel right at home, wherever in the world they are. I knew this was coming. I mean, yeah, this should not even be a surprise by now. I mean, if you're think from the perspective of, let's say, even when you're an outsider, but from from a customer, or someone who's invested multiple hours in it, in games like this from Capcom, who are basically only worth it during sales at this point. That's another advice I would like to give you. Never buy Capcom games at full price, which they're hardly worth it, or instead, or they have a lot of in-game purchase or microtransactions in it. They might or might not affect your way to play the game, but it's better to just wait for sales and get them at peanuts, at cheap prices. Most of the time it's not even profitable. Not only are you saving money, but and it's also bad. And if you are really going to sell the 7 Cs, pirate them, or just do what you feel is best for you, I guess. But yeah, here are two statements contradicting each other. And this is, to make long story short, I've been studying the language of Japanese in this case for a while now, about almost 2 years, intensively. And thanks to the courses I followed, there's some things and contexts I could get out there, but I'm still at I didn't even reach the pinnacle of the language yet. I'm still a noob at the very beginning. But I think I have a good, and since I don't play a lot of Capcom games to have a entirely good opinion about it, to say this is how a game should be made. So don't take this as an expert opinion. But I think I have a little bit of understanding of how it goes and where they're heading. I mean, sort of in Japanese language and in any East Asian, Southeast Asian language, certain words, certain context, certain definitions are kind of difficult to translate over to an European language like English or Roman language like Spanish, whatever. So yeah, there isn't always a good translation for certain words in any language. Every language has a word that is either well, has words that translate, or sentences, or idioms, or nuances, or context that don't always translates well into English or whatever, or vice versa. So I get that certain words, sentences, whatever, certain context, they need to use another type of word or type of sentence without making the context get lost. I mean, I get that it's not always possible to get a literal translation because it would make certain sense feel extremely weird, etc., etc. But that needs to be close enough to the context itself. Here we have two statements contradicting each other. Not just what is localization, preserving context. It should be about preserving context. Without the original context, everything gets lost. So yeah, what it's about is here they say localization isn't just about translating words. It's about adapting the game for a global audience. Think cultural nuances, idioms, and regional flair. A good localization makes players feel right at home, wherever in the world they are. Well, the company Capcom is already established worldwide. They have a good library and of games at their disposal. But yeah, the thing is, there is no such thing as a global audience. I mean, not everyone around the globe plays Capcom games. The only Capcom game I play is Monster Hunter Rise. I got as a Steam key, I think, from a pal of mine. And it's a good game as well, but it always makes players feel right at home, to escape from the real world. They exist everywhere. You're already wide enough. The thing is, that's the thing with what they. This is also a way of I think corporate speech, or what basically the global audience means. It's extremely vague because there's no such thing as a global audience because not everyone around the world plays games like Capcom games, like a Rockman, Mega Man, or a Resident Evil, or a Monster Hunter. I mean, you're already available worldwide. You already have gone wide. There's nothing else you could do. But what I mean here with global audience is basically it's a thing. Yeah, if you make a game for everyone, or write a book, make a comic, a webcomic for everyone, without knowing who your target audience is, you're basically making something for no one. As with the global audience as well, it's a non-existent concept made up by some corporate entities because they want to pander to certain current day cultural sensitivities. It's an extremely vague concept and it doesn't exist. Because what I mean with global audiences or contemporary audiences, the current thing is they want to make localize and adapting a game to people who don't basically the casual and the consumers who don't play these types of games. I mean, I don't play every Capcom game in the library, but I have a little bit of understanding about it. And yeah, some people are asking themselves, why are they actually doing this? I have a good suspicion about it. Capcom just wants to get into that ESG kind of money to get a piece of the action and a slice of the cake of the ESG money, which is like just ecological sustainable growth, something made up by the United Nations. That's if you ask me, it's a big waste of money, but I digress. So yeah, the importance of context. Here you go. So you already have two parts contradicting each other. Lost in translation? Nah. Preserving the vibe is key. Jokes, reference, and even gameplay elements might need a little cultural remix. So what I mean with this is cultural remix basically means changing the dialogue, changing the context into a way that doesn't where the original content gets lost. So it's contradictory to. This whole statement is full of contradictions, but it's contradictory to what is localization and what not just translating. So the importance of context. So basically, what you want to create is preserving the vibe, importance of context. To give the remix, they want to preserve the context by making the context go extinct. That's basically what they're saying right here. I mean, I could be wrong about that. I could be interpreting whatever the word is. It's completely wrong, but in this case I doubted that I'm wrong. The support finds the sweet spot to make sure players get the intended experience without feeling like something got lost in the process. Then why? This is the next thing. What's contradictory is why are you just translating words? First they're about preserving context, but at the same time they want to adapting it to an audience that doesn't exist. To and do a cultural remix. Those two things don't add up. So, bridging the linguistic gap. Each language has its own unique structure and cultural context. Our teams work to ensure the narrative and dialogue maintain coherence and emotional impact. Not just about words. There you go. Contradictory to the first two statements. It's about capturing the essence of the story in a way that resonates with the target audience. Well, if you want something that resonates with the target audience, why are you going for the so-called global audience that doesn't exist? That's I mean, if you don't think from the perspective of a consumer, but someone who sits with it on the sidelines, and think for yourself, you know that this whole post by Capcom, the Capcom localizing team doesn't add up at all. And yet, I agree with the part that each language has its unique structure and cultural context. It's true. I think it's work to ensure that's something I agree with, but the way they write it, the reason what they give for it, it's horribly wrong. Our teams work to ensure that narrative and dialogue maintain coherence and emotional impact. Then why you want to give the remix is my question. It's not just about words, it's about capturing the essence of the story in a way that resonates with the target audience. That's the thing. You want to capture the essence of the story in a way that resonates with the target audience, then you should just translate the language. And only when something cannot be translated literally to let's say English, Spanish, whatever, they need to find something close enough to the definition or the context so that the majority gets preserved. That's what you should do, not give the cultural remix for the sake of pandering to the current thing. And now we go to the best part, the four best parts. Cultural sensitivity in characters. Character design event must be culturally sensitive. What may be acceptable in one culture might be offensive in another. So, localized play a crucial role in ensuring that characters are relatable, respectful, avoiding stereotypes or other references that could be perceived as a negative in specific cultures. I mean, that's another thing. Basically what they're saying right here, but my interpretation could be incredibly wrong, but I doubt that I'm wrong in this case because I've seen it before multiple times. Multiple people on the internet have seen it all the time. I mean, people have made videos about it for years. What they're basically saying here is we want to fight stereotypes or racial stereotypes by creating another type of racial stereotypes that don't make any sense. That's all you could get out of this. So yeah, they include language and so if you have a little bit of cleavage, you're basically not allowed because they might lose their ESG money. So yeah, now we're going back to the next part. Includes language and representation. Localization efforts extend to promoting inclusivity through language and representation. So they don't want to translate it and keep it close enough to the source material. Good to know. This involves adapting not only the linguistic aspects but also addressing gender-specific language. And that's another thing. Certain languages like Spanish are quite gendered. So to make the language inclusive for Spanish or Portuguese, it's incredibly difficult. That's the thing I say. This involves adapting not only language aspects but also addressing gender-specific language. So great. So basically they don't want. So yeah, they want everything to be gender neutral basically. But certain languages are incredibly gendered. Yeah, good luck. Cultural norms and diverse perspectives. So basically the only perspective that they want to share is that perspective that they want to create, but not from an objective point of view. The aim is to create an immersive experience where players from different backgrounds can identify the characters and narrative. Well, that's the next thing. Some people already identify with characters from Capcom, like Chun-Li, or Ryu, or the Baron. Even though they don't share the same skin color, there's some aspects they could relate to because they're well developed. So yeah, not every character that people create, whether it's an indie developer, whatever, should be made to pander to your needs, etc. Should be their own thing. If they happen to be Native American, so be it. If they happen to be black or Spanish, whatever, so be it. But it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be identified. They don't have to be. You don't per se need to have the same skin color, etc., to identify yourself with, or the same set of a meatball behind you, between your legs, or a little close between your legs to identify with the characters and the narrative they share. That's bullshit. So adapting humor and wit. Humor often relies on cultural references and wordplay, making challenging aspects of game localization. Translators must carefully navigate puns, jokes, and cultural references and maintain the intended comedic effect. So basically we're going to we'll get to that later. This requires a deep understanding of the target audience sense of humor while staying true to the original wit. Then why are you want to give the cultural rewatch? And going back to the next part here. Why do you want to adapt the game for an audience that doesn't exist? So and why you want to create give the cultural remix and adapting it to for a different audience, and why I want to make it so for one place and not for the other. So adapting humor and wit. I've seen a lot of things like that. Translators must carefully navigate puns, jokes, and cultural references to maintain the comedic effect. Well, yeah. Express deep understanding of the target audience sense of humor while staying true to the original wit. Yeah. Then if you want to adapt for a global audience, so for the lowest denominator, I don't know, I forgot the word. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Doesn't make sense. So consistency in terminology. Maintaining consistency in terminology is crucial for a smooth and coherent gaming experience. This applies not only to translating words, but also to ensuring that the game mechanics, instructions, and lore are consistently represented across languages. Establishing a cohesive language system helps prevent confusion and enhance the overall game experience for players worldwide. Sounds good on paper, but it often means the consistency is often, especially with localization, what we see lately is a lot of that consistency either gets lost or it gets intentionally butchered. I mean, saw my one localization, this is the end of the tweet. I think I saw one time. I mean, it's first of all, this whole tweet is full of contradictions. So they want to create more, fight. They want to fight, avoid stereotypes by creating more stereotypes. They want to, preserve context by, changing, by adapting it for an audience that doesn't exist. Give the cultural remix when, culture pretty much established, and they want to capture the essence of the story in a way that resonates with the target audience, but the target audience is an audience that doesn't exist. Cultural sensitivity in targets. They want to avoid the stereotypes by creating more stereotypes. that in their minds, respective minds, is how the real world functions. I'm not kidding. Localization efforts tend to promote inclusivity throughout language and representation. Yeah, that's hard to do because some languages like Spanish are incredibly gendered. Diverse perspectives, yeah. The aims create immersive experience where players from different backgrounds can identify the characters in the narrative. That is already the case. You don't need you don't need to be the same skin color like a Chun-Li or Ryu, or one of the characters of Monster Hunter Rise to things that you could relate to, find things that you could relate to, etc. And Hero and Wit, yeah, that's something that you need to stay close enough to the source material and don't put things and consistency in terminology. Certainly, the game doesn't apply only to translating words, but also ensuring that game mechanics, instruction, and lore are consistently represented across languages. Yeah, but if you change one word into something, unless there's no other option, if you change one set of words or dialogue into something that doesn't make sense, I'll come to that later. You don't have a cohesive language system that helps prevent confusion and enhance the overall experience. You have something that butchered the product. I mean, I've seen it with another. I think I've seen it by it was either Nietzsche, Atlas, or whatever. It was kind of in a localization thing for a game. I kind of forgot what kind of game it was, but it was a tweet that showed up on Twat not so long ago. But anyway, this is the end. It's cringe through and through. So I'm going to drink another sip of coffee. Decaf, my bad. But the thing is, first of all, this whole tweet is full of contradictions, like I already told you. But the thing is with a cohesive language system and consistent terminology, and what I've seen so far, especially with I saw one tweet not so long ago, like I said before, I repeat myself, where they put two things next to each other. Where I think it was from a JRPG, where they arrived at the place, and in the original Japanese version they said, "Wow, sugoi desu ne." Back then I wasn't at that level yet to understand what the hell happened there. But basically, the original context of what said, it's too bad I couldn't find the tweet anymore. But if I find it, I'll show it to you later. But what it literally means is, wow. Amazing is it? It's amazing, isn't it? Or it's awesome, isn't it? But what the American localizer did, and that's what I think it's funny that they come up with consistency in terminology and why it's a crock of you know what, and the importance of context. Why it's contradictory to what they post right here is what they said, how they translated it, and that's ridiculous because even I was that close to translating it. I didn't even need a lot of immersion for it. How they translated part is get an F load of that. I'm like cringe. No, so all in all, this is all a crock of you know what. This is full of contradictions, and to be honest, I hope this is it's just a post full of contradictory statements, corporate statements, etc. And something that's not unexpected, but I think they're doing this to get their fair share of ESG monies. I could be completely wrong about it, but in this case I doubt that I'm wrong for what we've seen so far. I'm going to share some citations. One shared a meme, which is hilarious. Don't forget, get started at the beginning, bomb. And here it says the holy skibidi grill grants internal toxic mill, blah blah blah. and it's very powered. What? You can translate Latin into English. You can translate Latin into English without making a few necessary changes. It's called localization. Yeah, great. A gendered language translating into a non-gendered language without making the context get lost. Good luck. And yeah, looks like something an American employee of their wrote. Yeah, that's what I don't like about American localizers. They often put kind of swear and vulgarity words in a translation from a Japanese or East Asian game that don't make that weren't there to begin with. Like I made with that example that I kind of lost the picture from. Wow, sugoi desu ne. That means basically, wow, that's awesome, isn't it? That looks awesome, isn't it? That's awesome, isn't it? To get an upload of that. That's one of the many examples. It's exactly what's wrong with the industry. If you think games are art, not taking a position on that, but almost everybody defending this approach would say they are, then you should be guess at this. Imagine saying the English translation of a foreign film or novel should make the viewer reader feel right at home. That's why you have target audiences. Not everything has to pander to your needs, to your limited worldview. And I think Americans want to fork his version of everything with an added bit of political propaganda. That's basically it. It's just to get the ESG monies. And to pander to an audience that doesn't exist. Interesting, this is what Capcom previously said about localization, which appears to be a contradiction to what they just posted here. In fact, it's still on their website. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's full of contradictions. So yeah. But yeah, big corporate entity lying. What a shock. Certain keys words are raising a lot of red flags here. Shame that Capcom is allowing this. It's a shame that anyone allows this nonsense. Yeah. Blame the ESG and BlackRock for that, I guess. And here's the best definition so far. What's localization? It's a group of pompous, you know what, who think they know better than you, changing other people's creations to fit their vision because they lack the ability to actually produce anything of quality on their own. They suck so bad, they ruin everything they touch. Well, that's exactly what happened here. No worries, we've seen it before. And yeah, here's probably the best part. These are exactly the kind of people you don't want translating your stories. They will co-opt it, disfigure it, and stick it back together in their image because they do not know how to create, only destroy what others have created. Thank you, Mr. Tolkien, for being a visionary, I guess. Duh. This take I also agree with. Yes, localizations have been this way for decades. Yes, Capcom has some of the better ones, but some localizers have gone too far, changed the things to fit to specific views, sustained all locals. Yes. I hope every localization department gets a reality check. Fire the people who willfully put vulgarities, etc. in it that don't belong there. Looking at you, America. Yeah, Darstal should say that, I agree. Not that I hate the game, on the contrary, but yeah, it's tough to play it. But yeah. I doubt Capcom is on the brink of bankruptcy. They have enough money to burn for decades. But yeah. So basically, yeah. A whole lot of apps, a whole lot of retweets that, and so yeah, butchering jokes, cultural reference, gameplay, character design, and personality, all to push basically it's basically all about finding stereotypes by creating more unnecessary stereotypes that don't make sense. So it's all in all, like you see in the citations, there how many citations are there? I lost count. Over 3k retweets, and I think a lot of them are in the negative. All in all, it's this whole statement on twat is or X, it's full of contradictions, and I hope that just Capcom can't even can't even stop taking L's after L's with this statement, especially how it's contradicted to the one that one other twat user showed, and yeah, like I said, I think they're doing this to get their share of ESG money. I could be completely wrong about it. Maybe I'm looking. I'm looking too deep into things. But no. This is not the take you want to have. You can say you want to preserve context with, and at the same time changing, adapting it to an audience that doesn't exist, and give the cultural remix just because you want to bend to people that don't buy your products and will be offended anyway, where it won't be enough anyway. So and want to create want to fight stereotypes without fighting stereotypes. Already mentioned that, and but also addressing gender-specific language. So when some languages are incredibly gendered. So I'll leave it right there. What are your thoughts on this? This is basically my version of a lazy Sunday rant. Thanks a lot, Puma Fist. But all in all, like I said, Capcom games are only worth it at sales, or you want to pirate them, so be it. Helps you get rid of the DRM. And I drink my last bit of decaf and I'm going to the gym. So I have some visitors coming this afternoon. So that's it. This is how I broke down this little tweet of the localizing theme and why it's full of contradictions, why it doesn't make sense at all. And like I said, I did the work for you this time. I'm just a random guy on YouTube. It's up to you to figure out for yourself. And if you think I'm right, post it down the comments. If you think I'm horribly wrong, you want to roast me, go ahead. I don't give an F. But not trying to be a conspiracy theorist, but it's typical. It's typical corporate speech, and full of contradictions that don't make sense. But that's why you need to like I say to everyone, take a moment to step back, read the whole thing, reflect, and think for yourself. That's about it. Anyway, talk to you guys later. Hasta la próxima. Dewa matane.